Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View on this Good Friday. Last night would have been the Last Supper. There's no Last Supper for Celtic as yet when it comes to the season. We are still in with a chance Friday, but last night would have been the Last Supper. Has to be said that when it comes to this season, there was definitely a case of, I truly tell you, one of you will betray me. And was that looking at Brendan Rodgers? Was that looking at the board? Love one another as I have loved you. Well, that's the board talking to the fans, isn't it? Taking another quote from Good Friday, from the Last Supper. Not Good Friday. And another one. Do not let your hearts be troubled. There may be trouble ahead. When you think about it, it's been a troubled season for Celtic. From the boardroom to the terraces. From the terraces to the online chats. But there's one thing that Martin O'Neill will say. Do this in memory of me. Do this in remembrance of me. Let's go and win this friggin' title, lads. Let's do it. Will this be the Easter rising that Celtic fans want this season? Will it be a resurrection on Sunday of a title hope? Or will it be the final crucifixion in Celtic's season? Massive Sunday, and I hadn't prepared a single part of that. It all just rolled off the tongue. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, good morning. And let's jump into some comments this morning, since it is Good Friday and we want goodwill to all men, even those that hate the channel. We are winning the league. Where is it? Get it up there. We are winning the league. We are winning this league, I'm telling you. The collective will be releasing a link on their website for everyone to purchase shares, making it easy and accessible for all to get involved. Now, is that going through the Celtic Fans Collective or Scott? I wasn't around last night. Or is it going through the other vehicle that is the Celtic Fans Limited? That'd be good to know. It would be good to know. Obviously, I missed out on the Celtic Fans Collective last night because I was partaking in religious ceremonies. What Easter really is about. Easter's not about chocolate. Easter's about different things for different people, I suppose, but having been brought up Catholic in Scotland, I definitely feel cheated the way that the Easter is celebrated around, especially this part of the world that I'm in. And, totally different. Anyway, we move on. So it'll be interesting to know whether it is the collective that are doing that. The thing is the collective are very divisive. King Charles is a disgrace, no Easter message, because he's not Catholic, and it's really just Catholics that celebrate Easter. Protestants, it's all about chocolate, isn't it? So the Heineken guy is no longer in charge of fan engagement. Now that George Campbell is now doing a dual role. Lawyer now going to be the head of fan engagement. Now that's interesting. A lawyer in charge of fan engagement. Interesting. Just catching up on some of Scott's messages. Scott McGill says, finally Celtic fans will have their Easter rising. Let's hope so. Yeah, do not be afraid. What players are back? We won't know until this afternoon, until Martin O'Neill gives us the official lowdown on what players are back. Some of the players would have just got back late last night. The likes of Trusty and that, they would have got back yesterday, travelling back from America. Trying to think who else was far, far away. But I think we'll just leave it to Martin O'Neill. There's no point in me saying, yeah, he's back, and he's back, when really we don't know. Leave it to Martin O'Neill to tell us this afternoon. It's going to be an interesting one this afternoon. Is that a fish supper or a fish supper, Baz? Yeah, I know. Jesus God. I need to sort out the thumbnail. I was half asleep this morning. But yeah, when you look at the players, it's going to be an interesting weekend because obviously Martin O'Neill will get quite a few players back this weekend that have been out injured, and you can only say it is a good thing. Let me just see. Stephen Johnson's in the house. The Green Brigade will be back at Celtic Park for the St Mirren game. Delighted for the lads announcing that last night. But that's good that the Green Brigade will be back, back in the ground, just in time. Just in time. John Griffin, hail from hail one Celtic fans view. Family currently in Thailand suffering 34-degree heat. Real feel 41. That's no suffering, mate. That's just normal. That's just normal. Here is a tad chilly back home. Looking forward to pumping Dundee on Sunday. Make up for not getting any eggs. Boo. Happy Fish Friday. Every Friday's a Fish Friday. Remember, wear your Easter lilies. And there's a statement from Scott. Scott was on the call last night for the, or was he at it? I can't remember. The Green Brigade will be back at Celtic Park for the St Mirren game. Delighted for the lads announcing that last night. So that's, I think we'll just keep that one up on there. So that's good news for the Celtic fan base, getting them back in, making some noise just for the right moment. They will be back in Celtic Park, and it'll be interesting to see how much more noise is created. Will the rest of the stadium rise with the fans? Will the rest of the stadium rise with the Green Brigade? Or will there be well, they're the ones that are in to do the singing. We'll just sit here. We need everyone to sort of back the team, don't we? Really. But anyway, it's enough about that because I get slated for not going to the games, even though I've got season tickets, but never mind. We move on. All protests will now be directed at sponsors Adidas and Dafabet, with not another penny. See, this is where it will start to split fans again. I mean, I get it. I do get the need for change and stuff, but only Celtic fans could hurt our own club more. But it is good to hear that they are back in. But I mean, where my issue with the fans collective is what is the end goal? Say they get the end goal and say they get change at the top, but say they then don't like the people that come in because Dermot Desmond's brought them in. Do we start this whole process over again? Say we get rid of Michael Nicholson, right? Say we get rid of Chris Mackay. You have to think about this logically and yes, I want rid of them, but they're not putting in alternatives. Scott, you were obviously at the full meeting last night. Did they put forward an alternative? Because you have to give fans an alternative. It's okay standing on podcasts and everything. Oh, don't buy another thing. Don't buy another thing. We won't change at the top. We want rid of Nicholson. We want rid of Mackay. Okay, then who do you want in? Because Dermot Desmond will make the decision to bring people in, and if you don't like them, we're just going round in circles. Do you know, you have to have an alternative. And until they start putting out an alternative, I think it's going to be really hard for a lot of fans outside the Celtic fans collective to get on board. Do you know, there are a lot of intelligent people within our fan base that will have the exact same attitude. Well, who do you want in? Tell us who you want in. That's the only way. The only way that you really create change within an organisation that comes to fruition is by having the alternative. And I just feel, say you do the Not Another Penny campaign is highly successful and nobody buys the Adidas stuff. Adidas pulls the plug on the kit deal, and then you get a sponsorship that's worth $1 million a year. You have to have a roadmap, and if you don't have a map on the direction that you want the club to go, it's okay saying, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want this, I want this change. But what is the alternative? You don't give us that. Scott McGill says the collective is splitting a lot of fans with a lot of the alternatives apart from them releasing their own merch. Have the Green Brigade been told yet? The Green Brigade told the boards yet that they're getting back in. Yeah. Hearts will shit the bed and roll over. I don't care about them. It's good to see though that they're not wanting everyone to give up their tickets. That's even that. Jesus. The whole situation's, it's just, there's a surrealism about it. Don't know. It's like, right, and this is crazy from a business point of view, right? This is from anybody that wants to come into the club. It's like, okay, let's have the fan base attack the sponsors and try and put them off. You end up with fucking Castor as your friggin' strip maker, and I don't know, some shitty make as a shirt sponsor because we're seen as a bad brand. That's absolutely bonkers. But it's okay, give the board your money for the season ticket. Oh, Good Friday was meant to be good. I was coming on to have a good video today. But that's going to be interesting. This one will split the fans. Most definitely. But yeah, good to see that they don't want everyone to give up their season tickets. Not another penny. Oh, oy, oy, oy. Anyway, Stephen Johnston. Stephen Johnston's given a huge super chat. Thank you for that, Stephen Johnston. Baz, take the hand of God out and family out for a meal, mate. Thank you for reading everything. No worries, Stephen. I keep forgetting that I need to read everything out for you, but don't worry about it, mate. We are back to normal after this weekend. I just needed some time out from everything Celtic, and it was good to see the real religious aspect of Easter. The full meeting felt like the fans could not come up with one positive direction for an outcome. That's typical Celtic fans, though, isn't it? It's nothing new with Celtic fans. You know, not disagreeing. Agreeing to disagree would be the thing for Celtic fans. Mate, I should get them emailed to me, Scott, because I am on the email list still. I don't have an opinion, just read stuff and move on. Yeah, and that's it. I think that's the easiest way to look at it, Gav boy. Do you know, especially sitting this side, is don't have your own personal opinion. Maybe the Green Brigade will come back in and have one of those silent protests. That would be pointless if they do, says Chilpill. I still think that from the collective point of view, I mean, you've got to remember there's big organisations have pulled out of the Celtic Fans Collective, and big organisations that have a way bigger say than the Celtic Fans Collective have. And I think that this is one of those moments where, towards the end of the season, where we need unity. Do you know, this could be the last supper for Celtic this weekend. You know, if we get beat or we drop points this weekend, there is no resurrection in a title challenge for Celtic. Not a chance. Times are tough, but back your team. To the bitter end. Stephen John's true legend. What a time to put a winning run and wrap up a double, despite experts saying we're dead and buried. Who are these experts? Thank you, Ned. Thank you. We were never going to give up season tickets. I've had that for years. Exactly, Joseph. I've said that before. The Green Brigade wouldn't give up their season tickets because they know if they give up their season tickets, they're not getting. They don't get 111 back. The boys ultras won't give up their season tickets. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. The Motherwell manager has done fantastic this season, but he's the cheapest option. This board will still be here. There'll be another shitty summer transfer window. We need name and money. What manager in his right mind would want to come and now here's looking at it from a different angle. You've got the Celtic fans collective wanting to put boycotts on buying Adidas stuff now. Am I? Not a chance am I going to stop buying Adidas stuff. Sorry, but no. I don't buy Nike stuff. All I buy is Adidas stuff for kicking about the house and that. So, you know, and they're not forcing you not to buy Adidas gear. But I think it's a very dangerous road because what manager would want to come in within his right mind? And you're looking at Celtic, you've got these fucking fans like hating on the board. You do one thing wrong and it's like they want to kill you type thing. Do you know what I mean? They want to crucify you. Are we helping ourselves with getting a top class manager with all this stuff that's going on? Do you know, sometimes as fans, you need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture because as much as we're going round in circles here because as much as you want change, you have to have an alternative. If you don't have an alternative, you're then letting the current board make the decisions about the alternative. And then a new manager comes in and he's like, 2 weeks into the season, if the fans don't like the manager because he's a board's choice, we're putting ourselves in a very, very precarious decision. I'm going to do this guy too. I'm not buying Nike. I'm not buying Nike either. Who the hell buys Nike? This is must-win weekend. Yes, it is. If we do get I think we will get the result. But is it the resurrection of the title challenge? Depending on results, Celtic are the last game of the weekend, I believe, and it's absolutely a must-win. Just get the fixtures up. So tomorrow we have Hibernian versus Kilmarnock, Motherwell versus Falkirk, Rangers versus Dundee United at Ibrox. That's a win for them at Ibrox. St Mirren versus Aberdeen. Don't care about that game. Livingston versus Hearts. That's a win game for both teams. So there's unless Dundee United pull a rabbit out the bag, and I can't see Rangers playing as bad as what we did up against Dundee United. So it'll be a bump back down. I mean, if Dundee United were to get anything for this game, it would be fantastic. But the reality is, I don't think that Dundee United will get anything against Rangers. Livingston will get pumped from Hearts. Celtic are the last game of the weekend. 4:30 kickoff. We know what we need to do. You know, we need to go out and score as many goals as you can. And can this Celtic team all of a sudden, from the ashes, find its goal scoring boots? Tell you one thing, Martin O'Neill gets to the end of this season, and if he completes and wins anything, it will be the greatest season. If not, it will all be blamed on the board. Let's jump back into some of the comments. If we win the league, this will be the greatest comeback since Lazarus. I've had my season tickets since the North Stand opened. I won't be giving it up. No chance. Of course there's not. Do you know, I know people that have had season tickets since the 80s that still go to games, and they would not be giving their season ticket up for anybody. Anybody. Do you know, they even went to Hampden. I didn't. I couldn't stand the place. I'm glad the Green Brigade are getting back, says Jim. They never did the things the Onion Chairs did. Who cares about them? Brian says he had a season ticket but then couldn't afford it. None of this is the fault of Adidas. Has anyone seen next season's kit? No yet. Managers will still want the Celtic job because it's Celtic. If we're playing, I disagree with that, Charles, because if we finish third in the league and we don't win the Scottish Cup and we're playing in the lowest league in Europe when it comes to European competition, why would anyone, you're not getting a top class manager wanting that job. A manager will come to Celtic if we're in Europa or if we are in the Champions League. You might get a manager like the Motherwell manager who says, yeah, I'll still take the job. Yeah, I'll take it. But I don't think that you're going to get a real top class manager coming to Celtic if we're in one of the lowest. You never know. You never know. The Celtic board might be able to convince someone, but we will wait and see. But at the end of the day, it's the people that are making the choices right now, that the fans, the Celtic collective anyway, want off the board, that are making the decision of who will become the next manager. I still think that the Celtic fans collective have left all this way too long. And I think that taking this, from my perspective, this isn't, it's all about a fan's view. I'll get your views on it. But if we drag this into next season, if we drag all this into the next season, I am going to say that if we finish third and we drag all this nonsense into next season and we don't get it sorted out over the summer, we are going back into pure 1990s style. We won't obviously go down the road of nearly going bust. That will never happen. But types of managers, we'll have a high turnover of managers over the next 2 years. That's my prediction. That's just a prediction. That's a Mystic Meg moment. That if we finish third, I think that we'll go through a turnover of managers 2-3 in the next 2 or 3 years. 2 years. Sadly. But we'll wait and see. Hopefully I am completely wrong. I've got my Stack the Board t-shirt ready for this weekend. Season ticket renewals come out at the same time as my golf tees. It's a tough month. Hopefully Green Brigade will have a massive Tifo stadium display for the St Mirren game. Why? It's just a league game. That would be embarrassing, Jim, if they did. It's just a normal league game. Tifos are kind of like for big important games. Oh, don't say what's in your head. The board will always be the board. St. Martin trying to work miracles. He's done effing amazing. He has done amazing, hasn't he? And let's just hope that he walks on water all the way up to Dundee this weekend. And yeah. Was it today that Jesus was arrested? Yes, it was today that he was arrested. And last night he said, take this, eat, this is my body. And then give them the cup and he says, drink from it, all of you. This is the blood of the covenant. He also said, do this in memory of me. And a bit like Celtic this season, he says, I truly tell you, one of you will betray me. That's how Celtic fans feel about Celtic this season, doesn't it? Is they have been betrayed by the players, by the board, by managers. You could say that we were definitely betrayed. I mean, do you feel betrayed by Brendan Rodgers? We obviously feel betrayed by the board. Do you feel betrayed by Wilfred Nancy and his reluctance to change his ways? It's interesting. You look at a lot of the scriptures that were written about the Good Friday weekend, you can put it into perspective of what we have went through as fans. Don't let your hearts be troubled. You have faith in God. Have faith in me. I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Celtic Football Club. But yeah, just check something with the comments. Don't know if they offer tickets to locals first. Ooh, Dundee. Don't know. I remember we used to get a lot of tickets through Donald and the Inverness bus, because Inverness and Ross County would give them a big bunch of tickets because they were locals. Winning the league just playing into the hands of the board, who will say, I told you. Willie, you've said that. I agree with you. You've said that quite a lot of the season. We're winning the league this season. Whilst it would be great for the achievement and getting the 56, and staying out there as one of is the most is the best club in Scotland, it would let the board get away with absolute blue murder, as they say. Not just Baz, but not another penny or a boycott. You're saying it will not work. What would you do? Have you any ideas? Mate, I said right at the beginning of the season, you need to be boycotting outside Celtic Park on a daily basis. People will say, well, we've got work and everything. I see the stats for this channel. There is a big chunk of over 50s and over 60s that are retired. Well within the Celtic fan base. Listen, if people were able to boycott on a daily basis outside Celtic Park in the 1990s, when people worked, when people had jobs, and one of the things that's been thrown from the collective is if we've got jobs, we've got families. And this is one of the things that have been put out there by the head of the Celtic Fans Collective, is that we've got jobs, we've got families, we've got things we need to do. So it's a whatever you think it is. We should have been demonstrating outside Celtic Park straight from the beginning, right from the very beginning. We should have been boycotting games right from the beginning. We should have boycotted the games right from the beginning to get the board to take action. But we allowed the board to have their, we'll talk to you. Well, when will you talk to us? Or 3 or 4 weeks' time. The board have played. The Celtic Fans Collective said they want to run this as a political campaign. That was the worst thing that they could ever said for me, because I fully backed it, and I still do. But running it as a political campaign with longevity, political campaigns in Scotland never generally work. I'm maybe a bit more militant than I'm proper old school. I grew up with people striking, with people demonstrating. And I think that was the only way that Celtic fans, if you want to have a quick conclusion to anything, it's got to be short, sharp, and shocked. And I think that that's what would have made the difference. Look what happened when there was a boycott at Celtic Park. How quick did the board come out and speak? Oh yeah, let's come and talk. Come on, let's have a chat, have a cup of tea. Let's have a drink. I'll give you a Celtic mug, some biscuits. Sit down, behave, and we'll tell you what's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen like that. But anyway, I said that dragging it out towards the end of the season was you're letting the board away with murder, and I think that you could be shooting yourself in the foot. But I'm not in the position to have an influence. You know, the only influence I've got is having this channel, and it's all about opinions. It is all about opinions, and it's just my opinion. And I'm not saying it's the right opinion. I'm not saying it's the correct opinion, but you did ask what would be my idea, and I think that yeah, we should have went in and we should have boycotted a couple of games soon as Brendan Rodgers was punted. But then Martin O'Neill came back and there was all the Martin O'Neill love, and it's, oh, you can't do that to Martin. Do you know, it's like, oh, he might save our season. The board have played us like absolute trumpets. Absolute trumpets. We need our sponsors to keep our brand alive. I won't be boycotting Adidas. We need a full change and a clear out from top to bottom. But rebuild needs to happen. It may take 2, 3 or 4 seasons. We have only reacted to spending money. If we lose the league, I think that Sean, are you prepared? Are the Celtic fans prepared? See, when you say the rebuild could take 2, 3 or 4 seasons, that's back in 1990s material. Do you know, when I talk about the 1990s and the lack of trophies and stuff, are we as fans, are the modern day fans willing to accept mediocreness? Willing to go down the road of Manchester United type scenario, because that's where we're headed. But yes, we've got to stay really positive because it is Easter weekend, and I think that it will be the resurrection of the title challenge from Celtic, hopefully. And I'm going to mass today. It's brutal going out there 8 behind tomorrow, but we can still get second place, and that's worth fighting for. Jesus. That's where our aspirations have totally diminished this season, isn't it? The board have killed us. That's it. Everything seems to clash with my Guinness fees. I'm not boycotting Adidas, says Sean. If it's Celtic on it, I'll be buying it. It's not Adidas' fault. And I'll still be going to Paradise with my boy next season, faithful through and through. Willie Nancy is ready to come back. Ambitious manager will want to take Celtic further in Europe. Unfortunately, our board don't have that ambition. This is very, very true. Very true. What if a manager comes in, right? Say there's a scenario here, and a manager comes in, and we finished third this season. He comes in and he goes, right, well, we know where we're going to be in Europe next year. We know the budget's going to be down a bit because, you know, it's the third tier league. What if we were to go on and win the conference league thing? What is it even frigging called? I don't even know. It's that irrelevant. But people will laugh. Celtic will say, yeah, we won a European Cup. It's fucking third, like, it's the lowest common denominator of, can you really call it a European Cup, this sorts? But what if that gives the fans, it would give us a false dawn, wouldn't it? It would give us this, we spoke about Martin O'Neill getting a run to Europa League final this year. That's how bonkers we all are. But yeah, an ambitious manager would want to take Celtic further in Europe, but the board just don't do it. I agree, Sean, it's not Adidas' fault. I have no faith in the board, so God knows who will our manager be. Well, it's definitely not going to be someone that's going to be resurrected from the dead and be our messiah. It's going to be someone that the current board are going to put in. Can I predict the lottery numbers? Yep. 22, 20, 34. I'm just reading my thermometer thing, actually. I am too. Let me show it. Where is it? I need to unplug it. Yeah, all I was reading was that. You got to have a laugh. Excuse me. Excuse me. If Celtic decided to go to League Two in the English Premier League, would you support it? Of course you would. I don't think Celtic would get to go into League Two. I mean, what is the lowest league in England? You'd have to go all the way down to the bottom and work your way up, but it's never going to happen. Just West this morning, Baz. Get the Motherwell manager in, and Bruni. I don't think that'll happen. And John Collins to take charge of training for dieting the players. No, John Collins was a complete. I can't swear on Easter Friday. Come on, John Collins used to go in and say, I can do more press ups than every single one of you. I don't want John Collins anywhere near. Let's hope the Green Brigade behave, sing your hearts out for the boys, and let's win this bloody league. What songs would you like them to sing? Oh, Father, why are you so sad on this bright Easter morn? For the land that they have born. Oh, son, I said, in memory to a far and distant day. Anyway, let's just back the team and the manager. That's all that counts. The Celtic Fans Collective have left it all too late. It will have negative impact if it carries on to next season, says Scott. Our tactics have been really poor lately. Just lately? The whole season. Is this the Maloney and Fozzie input? I would say obviously yes. It is. Maloney was crap at Hibs. You know, Fozzie's he's been number two, and that's about it. They look at the modern way of playing the game, the modern training sessions, the modern analytical stuff. Don't swear. I want a proper old school manager, and unfortunately, whilst Martin O'Neill, and I think Martin O'Neill has a bit of. It'll be interesting when Martin O'Neill finishes up this season, and once he's left Celtic, and he's not feeling pressure to say the right thing. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to sit and talk about the way that he wanted Celtic to play, and the way that Fozzie and Maloney said, well, no, you really need to do it like this. I wonder if it's been a clash of ideas. Because when Martin O'Neill first came in, we played fantastic football. Wingers, right out wide, up the pitch, proper Martin O'Neill team. And then we seem to have changed it. I think that we need I hope that. I mean, Fozzie and Maloney, great guys, but I really do hope that the next manager brings in his own team. Fresh ideas. Don't know. I hope that he brings in his own talent spotter. Don't know, his own scout. I said, no, this is my trusted guy. I trust this guy to go out and get the type of player that I need. I think that there's so much needs changed at Celtic. It's probably we'll wait and see. Do this in memory of me. I don't rate Maloney. At least Nancy's team created chances. 6 season tickets. Going to at least 6%. Season tickets going up. Season tickets are going up by at least 6%. Europa Conference is probably our club level. Yeah, it is. Have faith, our fathers. Oh god, boy, that's a cracker. The board still do not have and do not want to have any strategy to get through Champions League qualifiers. That is the core issue, and why fans are at war with them. I don't think that they don't have the strategy. I think that it has been proven by many other clubs that Celtic's negotiations and Celtic's negotiation tactics are completely amateur. Completely amateur. The way that we conduct business is amateur. That's not the fans saying it. That's Birmingham City. There was a Belgium club last year as well, calling out the Celtic board, saying that they were just total amateurs to deal with. You know, it's not the case that they don't. They have a strategy, they have a plan. They're just absolutely ridiculously bad at executing the plan, thinking that they're getting the best deal for the club. It's like, well, let's not phone them just yet, mate. As a player you're buying, don't know, somebody will gazump you. But anyway, Nancy's tactics were fine. If we could have played 12 players, he left us too short at the back. Fob will be in Armagh on Sunday. What are we watching, Celtic fans? You're the Vatican City. It will always be a Catholic channel, mate. I am Catholic, so get over it. And we are a club open to all. But I freely admit, proud to be Catholic. So Roman and the Roman. Hey, has Nancy got another job yet? No idea. We'll end up with him back in the summer. Wait and see. Born into slavery, we are freedom's sons at Easter time. I'm going to jump through the comments. Apologise for not reading them all. Chilpo says he'll be happy with Motherwell manager. Dermot, you fud. Sure he's watching. We'll wait and see. Yeah. 1967 seems so far away now. I think that's one that we just... I don't mean it disrespectfully, but I think that we need to move on from 67. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean... I mean, it's 67. The club's changed so much since then. You know, the ethos of the club. I mean, even after 67, the club still believed that it could go on and do things in Europe. And people say it's a different time, it's this and that. People had less money. People had less money to spend than they do now. You know, Celtic fans had way less money to spend, but they found ways to go to games. And you'll say, well, football was cheaper, but you know, in comparison to life, and you know, driving all the way to Lisbon back then, getting a bus to go to Lisbon back then, you know, that was no mean feat. It's probably easier to do that type of thing now than it was back in 1967. So whilst we acknowledge and we'll never forget what the club did in 1967, we've went through various troubled times since then. Late 70s weren't the best. 1980s, when it came to Europe, Jesus, just forget about it. Never mind the 1990s, that was just even worse. We've been lucky. We've had a reminiscence of what it means to be Celtic fans and what we think we can achieve as a club. But the reality is, there's another club in Scotland that have been absolutely a shit show to watch since 2012, but they've still managed to get to European finals. They might have lost them, but they still managed to get to European finals. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully come Easter Sunday, the players will come out onto the park with a different mindset. And we go on to hammer Dundee the way that Stephen Presley is expecting. That's just all mouth for him. The board will rebuild the club in the summer to SPFL standards, with an SPFL manager. That's our problem, is we talk up the past too often. We're all, as a fan base, you've always got to remember the big moments. I mean, for me, I wasn't around in 1967. For me, the big moment for me was 1988, the centenary year. To win the cup, to win a double. Nobody spoke about trebles back then. Nobody spoke about trebles before Brendan Rodgers came in. You know, a double was a massive thing. To do the double in your centenary year, and especially when it was such a glorious summer. It was even better for me because it was the first time that I went to Spain for 6 weeks in 1988. But anyway, we do talk the past up quite a bit. We need a big reaction to make sure, to make me believe we can still get some success this season. Football has changed so much since '67. Money talks around the game now. 2003, we were still able to pay the same wages. And I know that things have changed dramatically since 2003. But 2003, your average weekly wage in the SPFL was nowhere near 25 grand a week. That was English Premiership wages. We were able to match that then. It's just a pity that the people that run the club didn't have the same ambition to try and generate as much money as they could through that period. Don't know. But anyway. Right. God bless Jim Craig. Oh, Paul. I love that one. Right, anyway, that is me done and dusted for this morning. Away to watch religious Easter parades. Real Easter. There's one just come in. Yeah, that is Sean. You're right there. Don't know. Baz is actually mad that this is probably the worst ever Celtic team. Not a penny spent. Half the team are loans, and we could still win a double. If it does happen, it's going to be bonkers, isn't it? It's going to be one of the best. We'll laugh about it all summer and deal with the shit show next year. Anyway, that is me done and dusted for this morning. Have an absolutely fantastic Good Friday wherever you are, and make sure you do something religious this weekend. You'll feel better for it. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.